everyone, and welcome to this pick a card reading video. In this video, oh, do you hear my cat purring over there? Come here, Axel, come here. So in this video, we will be, and by we, I mean, that includes my cat, we'll be looking at the month ahead for you. So for July 2025, we will be seeing which messages are there for you from Spirit, any guidance that is needed. Here is stack 1A. Stack 2B, Stack 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you are most drawn to. If you are not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you. I have plenty of timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards that have been pulled are the Hanged Man in reverse, the Chariot upright, Ten of Wands upright, the Lovers upright, Knight of Swords in reverse, and Seven of Wands in reverse. And then the Oracle cards here are Pay Yourself First. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. And then we have Dahlia, and it says elegance/grace, creativity/change, stands strong in values. And on the sides, always stand up for what you believe in and show strength with elegance and grace. So, something I just want to say off the bat is that a lot of this reading indicates to me that maybe there's not a lot going on in terms of life progress. Like, sometimes in life there's a lot going on at once. I feel like you still have a lot going on, but this is a time of progress, not a time of completion, if that makes sense. So if you're working towards something, this is indicating that this isn't the month where you'll be able to make all these accomplishments, but you're laying the groundwork and you're working hard to achieve any accomplishments that you wish to have. And for a lot of you too, I think this will be a very creative month. Even before I pulled Dahlia, for some reason I was just getting from the spread that a lot of you for the month of July will really have to, or will really focus on your creative endeavors. And I think a lot of you, whether it's a creative endeavor or not, have been trying to rush the process. And so now for this month, Spirit is saying that you need to slow down and also that you need to prioritize yourself. So you can have a balance of working hard on something and thinking of ideas and acting on your ideas, but then you also need to have time to rest and relax. And with the Pay Yourself First card, that indicates to me, who does that look like, by the way? That looks like somebody, like a celebrity. Anyway, what was I going to say? I got distracted. Oh, with that card, it indicates to me that now is the time to, if you've been neglecting self-care in any way, you need to practice more self-care. And if any of you are feeling creatively stuck, then this is an indication that taking more of a breather and having breaks will actually get you feeling motivated and inspired again. I think in moments of silence is when you will really start to get flooded with creative ideas, and then that will really help you. Once you hop back onto that project or that endeavor, you'll know exactly what you're meant to do. The Chariot is all about slow and steady wins the race. So this isn't a time of, even though right next to this is the Ten of Wands, even though you have probably a lot on your plate right now, a lot of things you have to balance and a lot of things you need to work on, or just whatever it is, right? The Ten of Wands is all about having a lot of responsibilities. That can include like running more errands, having more obligations, whatever it is though for you. So even though we have all these things you need to do, we still have the Chariot. So that means doing things step by step and one at a time. Don't try to do too much all at once. That is what's going to get you feeling stuck or creatively stunted. And with the Hanged Man in reverse too, I feel like a lot of you have an idea of how you want this month to go, or maybe you're just so focused on your goals, your dreams, and your visions that you just need to be reminded that you need to let it go. You can have these things, but as long, like in mind, but as long as you're working hard toward them, there's nothing else you need to do in terms of worrying. A lot of you are worrying too much, or you're trying to manifest too much. So for this month, Spirit is saying try not to focus on the end goal, try not to focus on the big picture, focus on the step-by-step components, focus on setting smaller goals. And you'll also feel a lot more accomplished when you complete those smaller goals, so then you won't be so worried about feeling validated or feeling like you've completed something when you reach this end goal. And I feel like any big ideas or projects or life plans that you have in mind, it actually wouldn't be a good month for it to happen this month if you're able to switch things around if need be. But it just feels like a time where you really need to, and with the lovers here too, you need to really connect and reconnect with yourself and your true loves and your true passions. This can include loved ones in your life as well. Some of you, I think, have been so busy, you've been neglecting your personal relationships, and that isn't just, I know it says lovers, but I really get a sense this is like all the people in your life. This isn't just about romantic partners. It's actually really about friends and family more than anything, is the sense I'm getting, where you need to connect more with them and connect with the people who make you happy and who fill your cup. And yeah, with the Knight of Swords in reverse too, I think for this month you shouldn't try to have any big external plans happening for this month. I think you should just stick to what you already, well, stick to the things you need to get done. 10 of Wands, those responsibilities feels like things you need to get done, or things that are just important for you to work on for this month. And a lot of this does feel like things outside of you sometimes. With these things, it'll be a lot of internal work, but really I feel like there's a lot going on externally that you need to take care of or work on or work toward for this month, and continuing from this month to the next month, all that. But there's a sense that you shouldn't focus on doing anything extra for this month. You should really focus on the things you need to get done, or the things that are important for you to get done, as well as focusing on doing more of like the bare minimum. Because again, doing that will open up your mind so you're not so focused on the things that you need to get done or even want to get done. You'll have more room as well for any other creative thinking. I see this being with the Seven of Wands in reverse too. That also indicates everything that I have been saying, where it's like some of you just need to let go control a bit. I wonder if some of the people in this stack, at least for certain areas of your life, have some control issues. If there's things you've been trying to control the outcome of, or control people's perceptions, Spirit is saying that you need to release. It's really a month about releasing and only doing what is necessary. That doesn't mean doing things haphazardly, by the way. Like, still, there's a sense that you need to work hard, just not work smarter, not harder, and work in a way that's beneficial to your health. Don't completely drain yourself, because I see that being something you run the risk of having happen. There's a sense of needing to go with the flow at least a bit more. The Lover's card can also indicate that too, but there's really a sense of release and letting go and not doing so much. So it's not a good month for, I know that in the Northern Hemisphere it's summer and it's warmer weather, but if you're able to not travel around as much, I would recommend not doing that. That's just what the cards indicate to me. Okay, I will say this. Don't travel anywhere like super far away. It's okay to get out of town and like drive somewhere that isn't too far away from your home. Something like that could be something that creatively inspires you and gets you back on track. But make sure, I feel like any moments of rest that you have for this month, you will be at the risk of still working while you're away, that kind of sense. Whether that means away just from your desk or away from your city. Like, I just feel like it's hard for you to maybe stop and take a break. And so this is also a good time to have people hold you accountable and have people help you to not focus too much on responsibilities or on work or school. I just feel like a lot of you want to get things done, and I don't even get a sense that it's like really negative. I just think you need to remember to take time for yourself. And if there's anything you've put on the back burner, this is a good month for working on those things. And also at the same time getting rid of things that aren't good for you. Sometimes people do things just because, for example, like in the health and wellness sector. Wait, what? Sector. You know what I'm saying. In the health and wellness sector, there are people who boast about all these different things you can do for better well-being and health. So a good example is if you've been doing something stubbornly or because you're just waiting for changes to happen, such as yoga. Let's say you don't like yoga and you keep doing it because you keep hearing about the benefits of it and you want to maybe... I think a lot of you could be more into alternative type things as well, but doing stuff like yoga, right? Even doctors say yoga's great. But let's say you don't enjoy doing it, and let's say you don't feel better after months of trying to do yoga, and maybe you just really don't like doing it. It makes you feel very anxious or upset whenever you have to do yoga, and it just feels like one of your responsibilities. That's an example of something that it isn't a true necessary responsibility. You can remove that from your life, or if you exercise, let's say 5 days a week, maybe for this month, do 3 or 4 times a week, or change around your schedule so it fits your needs and timing better for the month. Doing things like that, I see will be beneficial. Some things you label as necessary, but they're not. So removing things that aren't necessary or taking a harder look at the things you label as being necessary to do. I would really evaluate those things. And I don't know why, but there really is a big emphasis on like health and wellness to focus on those, like that part of life, where I think some of you are so caught up in that where you feel like you need to do those things, but then the spirit's just like, hey, it's okay to let those things go or take a break from those things or to do things less often. And I think because a lot of you have that mentality of wanting to work hard and accomplish a lot, it almost like to your ego it feels good to do all these things, but then in terms of your physical energy and even mental energy, I see that being draining. Focus on, with the Chariot too, focus on things that are also more easygoing. So if that does involve exercise, going on maybe a walk or a hike instead of doing CrossFit, like those kinds of vibes. There's for some reason an emphasis on, I'm seeing a lot of you could be going to a beach as well. That could be very beneficial. So being in nature, I think, will be an important aspect for a lot of you for this month. Finding ways to clear your mind will be very beneficial because, again, that will help you come up with creative ideas. Oh, I was going to say, though, if you have put anything on the back burner, it's a time for working on those things now. But not in a way where it is a necessity, such as what the 10 of Wands is saying, where you need to tackle your responsibilities. But think of this as something that is more than just work or something you feel like you need to get done because you started. I think a lot of you like to start things and then you get anxious about ending them. And then also I see you probably handling a lot of different things at once. So I'm not saying to view this as some other responsibility. Anything creative in nature that you enjoy doing or that you've been wanting to do, think of it as just that, something that's creative and that can be an emotional outlet for a lot of you. But also, for some of you, I think it could be more than an emotional outlet. It could even be like a side gig or something you want to strive to be a main job. But don't have it be a main focus, at least for this month, is what I'm getting. Unless, well, even if it already has been, like, let's say you're a painter, right? Or a musician. Let's say, I always say painter, I feel like, or I have last time. So let's just say you're a musician. Let's say you're a recording artist. Don't have that be the main, or at least the only thing that you think about creatively for this month. There's a sense that you could dabble in a bunch of different things. And that will help you feel creatively inspired when it comes to, say, if you are a recording artist and then you are doing something like painting. And then let's say after doing and spending time on that, then you get back to the studio, the music studio, and then you feel a lot more creatively inspired. It's very much those sort of vibes. So with pay yourself first, that just again indicates that you need to focus on your own needs for this month. Try not to focus on the needs of other people. It's really a month about individuality. Like, seriously, I don't see this as a bad thing at all. But I see you, like, out in nature, just, like, going on a walk. Make sure you're perceptive of your surroundings. That could be very helpful and also inspire you creatively as well. And I know it talks about finances in here. I wasn't really getting much in terms of finances across the spread, but for some of you, maybe you are working hard because you worry about finances. Maybe you don't have much money or you grew up not having much money. Spirit indicates that while you can still plan and that's great to still plan and get things done and strive toward and work toward your dreams, and that includes financial dreams, right? So financial security, financial abundance. Spirit still, you can do all those things while still not going overboard. Spirit wants you to relax for this month and not worry about long-term goals as much for this month. It's about what's happening day by day. Really try and live in the present moment. And self-care is talked about in here too. So just focus on self-care. Pay yourself first, as in put yourself first. Put yourself first above any work that you need to do or any projects that you have, right? Or even your relationships, even though I think you'll connect more with people this month than maybe you have been. You still need to put yourself first. Like, don't be around people who you don't like just because your friend also wants to be with them and y'all are all getting together. If you don't like being around certain people, this isn't a month for just dealing with things like that. It's putting yourself first. And then for Dahlia, and it does have the creativity change part of this. So with Dahlia and with the Grace too, removing some of the obstacles or excess in your life will help you to feel more at peace in what you're doing. And with creativity and change, I talked about this in the beginning of your reading. I do get a sense that big things are coming on the way for a lot of you. A lot of big things, especially as they do relate to any sort of creative or alternative endeavors. I see you making a lot of progress for this month, but I don't see a lot of, like, completion necessarily. That doesn't mean if you are working on finishing something for this month that it's bad. But I think for a lot of you that won't be the case. Just make sure, go day by day, and focusing on every moment day by day will help you to, I want to say, make decisions to your benefit. For some reason that feels like it will make sense for a lot of you. And I honestly do see a lot of powerful change. Sometime before the end of the year is just what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting. So try not to worry too much. Things are already heading in the right direction and everything does look good. You just need to take some breathers and whatnot. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comment again in the future if you have any updates for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And you can check out all the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 1A, and take care. Hello, 2B, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled here are King of Swords in reverse, Six of Cups upright, the Magician in reverse, Knight of Cups upright, Nine of Swords upright, and the Six of Swords in reverse. And then for the Oracle cards, we have Windfall of Abundance. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. And then Grapevine, blessings, expand/prosper, life/transformation. And on the sides it says visualize the transformation ahead and expand your strength of thought to prosper. The Oracle cards are very different from the vibe, I feel like, of the Tarot cards, which is interesting. I actually kind of love when that happens. But anyway, the cards here, they indicate to me that a lot of what will happen for you this month will be unexpected and maybe even undesired. I think there will be a lot of obstacles and a lot of curveballs, so I would say expecting or expected, but I don't want you to worry too much. I feel like with the Nine of Swords, there will already be enough worry for this month. So don't worry, I'm not really getting a sense of things being catastrophic or even long-lived for a lot of you. But there feels like, for some reason, I want to say a lot of you will be fed up, where it just feels like maybe even lately things haven't been going your way. And I think a lot of you are worried about like where the future will take you, what the future holds for you. So a lot of you are worried about the future, I think. But it's interesting because we also have a lot of indications of the past coming in. The Six of Cups makes me think of the past. And so I think there will be a lot of things popping up and a lot of people popping up from your past. You could be visiting your hometown, and that could bring up a lot of memories for you. You could be, this could be a month of grieving as well. If you've recently experienced any sort of loss of a person or an opportunity, a job, or anything. So this could be a month where you feel like you are either stuck or you are unable to move forward. But for this month, I feel like any lack of progress will actually help you progress forward. I feel like for this month, you need to actually take a step back and feel everything you're feeling. And don't turn away from anything that's happening in your life. Like, don't ignore the things that are happening. For some of you, too, this can indicate for this month the things you have been ignoring will finally come up for you and you'll have to face them head on. But either way, there are things that you will have to address that you won't have to. Like people you'll have to confront. King of Swords in reverse energy very much is that, where I think there will be people, especially there's an indication of people from your past that you will have to confront in some way. And I feel like there really is also indication of people being manipulative in some way or people being deceitful. We have the Magician in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Cups upright. So somebody could very easily try to manipulate you in some way or deceive you. Six of Cups energy too. It just makes me feel like somebody could try to deceive you for this month. So be wary of, if anything seems too good to be true, it probably is. And that is in regards to any people or any situations. So I feel like if you trust... Oh, Axel, don't do that. He's pawing at the cord for my microphone. But I feel like people will plant a seed in you and try to give you magical thinking. And if I see that a lot of you who try to... Especially, I don't want to say desperate, but it kind of, in a way, is giving desperate energy, where some of you are really... like needing certain changes to happen, but they're just not happening. So other people could take advantage of that and be deceitful for this month. But I see that if you take the advice of anybody who is being deceiving, that it provides no fruitful outcome, then a lot of you will probably just be more stressed and more worried. But if it helps any of you, if that kind of situation does happen, I get a sense that for some reason it's all still part of like a lesson that needs to be learned, and whatever plan the universe has for you, your higher self has for you, however you would prefer to see it. It feels like some of you maybe need some reality checks, and that means, and again, I say this with peace and love, some of you maybe need a bit of realism in your life right now to help wake you up or snap you out of a certain mindset or mentality. And then that will help you to learn a lesson that you need to learn that you can utilize going forward, and that will just help you actually enact change. I think for this month, there won't be many like actual changes happening on the surface, but below the surface, there will be a lot of shifts in terms of your mentality and how you deal with situations too. I think a lot of you, if you aren't very good, I was going to say good and great. If you're not very great at handling situations, if you get overwhelmed easily, I think you'll finally come up with solutions for this month, or you'll handle something more gracefully than you usually do, and it will help you to gain the strength to have better coping mechanisms moving forward. And there's a lot here indicative of the inner child. I feel like a lot of you, again, could have magical thinking. But, so if a lot of you are if you suffered to be logical, it's a good time to focus on the logical and rational side of things. It's a good time to not plan ahead though, because I feel like a lot of things are still going to happen that catch you off guard for this month. And yeah, it's a big month for figuring out how to cope. But also, I think, wait, doesn't one of the cards say this? No, maybe I'm thinking of the other stack one. But I think this applies to a lot of you as well. Some of you need to be better at standing up for yourselves. I think you could easily let people walk all over you. And you can also be people-pleasing. Like, you can with a magician reverse, I was getting the visual of somebody who gives up a job opportunity because their friend wanted to work at that place. And I just see that you put other people first sometimes, but you really need to make sure you put yourself first. There's only so much your kindness for others will go. You need to have kindness for yourself. And that's part of it too. I think a lot of you escape your emotions. So you need to face your emotions head on for this month. And you also need to focus on speaking to yourself more kindly. Think of the ways in which you weren't spoken to kindly or in which you were judged in childhood or throughout school, even in the workplace. But especially when you were younger, think of the ways that you learned to cope and think of the ways in which you survived in those moments. Were you people-pleasing? You know, maybe some of you are actually the opposite. I don't really get that vibe as much, but maybe some of you easily get angered and pick fights with people. There's a sense that you need to work through these key different moments in your life. And I'm not just talking about like one moment, I'm talking about like themes more so. Think of the ways in which you make yourself smaller in comparison to other people and you give other people too much of the benefit of a doubt. Some of you may actually be overly optimistic, and then that leads you to more pain and suffering because people think they can take advantage of you, or people think that you'll just forgive them if they do anything wrong or bad or morally unjust. I see you being a very forgiving person, but it's okay for this month to focus on the ways in which you're actually angry by the things that have happened to you in the past or things that have even happened recently. It's okay for you, like, if anybody tries to tell you, like, oh, just forgive this person or forget about this situation, don't listen to those people. Because that's not conducive to your healing. Part of your healing journey is to focus on not only your needs, but how you react in situations. Don't focus on how other people expect you to react or to conform. Some of you, I think, too, for this month can undo some conformity, where if you've been told any lies in terms of how you should conform, if you're a man or if you're a woman or if you're non-binary, how you should look, how you should act, all of that, think about the ways in which you've been conditioned to be, either because of your gender, because of your culture, or religion. Oh, for some reason, yeah, religious trauma stuff is coming up, so it's a good month for working through those things as well. And in that situation, if it involves like religion or church, the magician in reverse would indicate the magical thinking being planted in you from a young age as it relates to religion. And if there's anything you don't agree with now, that doesn't mean that you are a bad person. Like, for example, you can still be a Christian but not go to church or not read every word of the Bible or believe in every word of the Bible as it is, or the messages that are relayed from certain scriptures at the church that you go to or that you grew up in. Like, you're able to and this isn't a bad thing, you're able to pick and choose. Like, things don't have to be so black and white. You have more, oh, that's a big key thing for you all. I have to say that you have choice and you have your own abilities. You can rely on yourself, and you are strong. You're stronger than you know and that you realize, and you are able to make the changes that seem scary. You are able to live your life the way you want to, even if it's not something that's been expected of you ever since you were a young child. And you are able to also do your own traditions as well. For some reason, I think that's really important for you. So if there's anything, I know in the Northern Hemisphere, it's summer right now, but it's winter in the... Northern Hemisphere is summer. Southern Hemisphere is winter. There we go. So if there's any holidays or traditions that go around this time of year, or that have gone on recently, think about the ways in which you've celebrated growing up, or that the people around you celebrate, versus how you wish to celebrate, if at all. And I think a lot of you carry guilt and shame from your past that really needs to just be worked through for this month, because I feel like it's really carrying through and affecting all different areas of your life. And for some of you, I feel like with conditioning, it generally is all subconscious, but it can be kind of traumatizing when things come to the conscious. So if there's anything that you can think of like that you have been working through, or that ends up happening for this month, remember to be gentle on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, as well as don't be hard on yourself for any mistakes you've made in the past, or any ways in which you've told people how to live, or you've told people how to be. Because as long as you're doing better now, you forgive yourself, that will help. If there's people still in your life who you've maybe passed certain judgments onto, you can always reach out and or ask for forgiveness from these people if they're still in your life, If not, you just have to realize that what's been done in the past has happened, so we can't worry so much about the past. So throughout this spread, there's indications both of worrying about the past and the future. So make sure you find that middle ground and work on the present. I think a lot of you are scared of focusing on the present, like you maybe feel very anxious when you're trying to meditate or ground yourself. But I see that doing so will be very helpful for your healing. And so if any of you do feel stuck, you're not, I think a lot of you actually aren't stuck. It's just, even if it feels like you're moving backward, you're not. This is all part of your healing journey. It's all part of gaining more self-awareness, and it's all a part of achieving greater independence for yourself. And whatever happens to you this month, for some reason, I feel like other people could be impacted in your life by similar things. So I think you'll be able to connect with other people in your life about these kinds of things that are going on. It's a month of healing, but it's a month of release as well. I think I talked about release from stack 1, 2, not 1, 2, 3, 4, like not like that, but 1 as well. Yeah, but I think a lot of you would feel like you're stuck, but you're actually not. It's all part of the planning, and it will help you moving forward. It's just the key messaging I have to say, because like a lot of us, if we feel like I've in the past felt like this before too, if I am thinking about a certain situation and it feels like, oh, so I've been like this whole time, my whole life. I didn't realize that I was doing this in this way, or that it was affecting me or impacting me in this way. And now I feel like so like stupid or dumb. That's what I'm saying. Don't be like that. Don't shame yourself for things you didn't know before. And also just try to do better moving forward if there's things that you aren't happy about having happened. But there's a key component of people from your past or something from your past popping up. And for some of you, that will be because you will travel to a location and that will bring up memories, or you'll be holding on to certain memories or memorabilia, and that will bring about certain emotions within you. So don't push those away. Feel those feelings, and then that will help you realize certain things about yourself and realize what you can implement into your life moving forward to live your life the way you authentically want to live it for you. And then Windfall of Abundance is really cool how we have that as well as Grapevine, and it talks about blessings and life transformations. This is just further indication that whatever is going on for this month, don't think that these things will last forever. You're not stuck. You're not going to be stagnant. Some of you think that the dreams you have in mind aren't meant for you, or you think that you're not meant to have a good or happy life, but you are meant to, okay? So work through those hang-ups that you have. And on the other side, I see that you will be a lot more abundant, and there will be major shifts in your life that will happen, even if there's small implementations in your life, like small changes you make, they will actually turn into big changes. And I also see that opening you up to more abundance in terms of especially emotional and mental stability. And I see you being, and life purpose, health. Yep. So if any of you are stuck about life purpose, you'll get a lot more clarity sometime at the end of this month or sometime in the near future. If any of you have mental or emotional health struggles, I see that those will be worked through a lot better. Again, gaining clarity and insights into how to better handle situations. And maybe, too, some of you will just get access to better resources that will help you, like such as therapy or anything that it is, certain medications. But I see that any road bumps will be helpful. Just keep reminding yourself that. I will leave it at that, though. Thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comment if you have any updates for us in the future. And you can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos I have located all throughout my channel. And I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that you can check out in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 2B, and take care. Hello, 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled here are 5 of Wands upright, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and 2 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Wands in reverse, Justice upright, and Queen of Wands upright. And then the oracle cards here are focus on your priorities. It says, where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. And then we have Forget Me Not, True Love, Remembering / Reminiscing, and Make Memories. And on the sides, it says, make new memories today and remember who you truly are. So, I do have to say, for a lot of you, I think things, in a way that's almost similar to group 2, but in your way it's different. But the first line of messaging is similar, where things will not go your way, at least starting in the beginning of the month, maybe all throughout the month. I see that you very much will not get along with people. I think a lot of people want to escape for this month. But actually for many of you, I think that it could be in a way that's beneficial and helpful. So that's like different from stack 2. But I see that things won't go your way. I think in terms of you not getting along with other people, I'm not really getting a sense of, like, I feel like it's more neutral in terms of, like, who's right and who's wrong. So be careful about having any superiority over people, because in this case, I really get a sense that it's, like, it's either nobody's fault or it's, like, both people's fault, or, like, even if there's multiple people involved, you know, where it's not going to be one note. I see a lot of issues like that arising and a lot of interpersonal conflicts arising with people. Justice card, be careful. You don't want any lawsuits against you, so definitely be careful about anybody potentially saying they would sue you. Make sure you're not doing anything illegal, but that's not really much of the sense that I'm getting with the Justice card here. It's more so that any wrongdoings done unto you, there's very much karma at play here. So if there's anything wrong that happens to you during this month, it will be bounced back to the person who enacted this wrongdoing upon you. So let's say that somebody rear ends your vehicle when you're at the grocery store. You go back out and you see there's a big dent in your car. Let's say they left, they didn't leave any information. Like, in that kind of example, it would indicate that that person will get karma back to them. Like, I'm not saying like in a car accident or anything, but it seems like they'll get pretty equal justice done back to them. So in that situation, it could be somebody then rear ends their car, or they have a really long phone call like with the IRS or something. Like, anything that's more of equal value karmically, it feels like any wrongdoing done unto you will be done to other people in an equal value sort of way, even if it's not tit for tat or exactly the same. And the same can be said for you as well. So make sure you're careful about what you say and how you say it and the actions that you take this month, because it's giving a sense that if you do something bad, something of equal value will come back to you in a way that isn't favorable and that you won't like. And I get a sense that in your life too, you probably have this happen quite a bit, where karmically it's like there's always a lot of good that happens, but then a lot of bad. Like, some of you maybe get carried away, or maybe a lot of you feel even stuck in this constant loop of misfortunes happening. But with those misfortunes, really keep an eye, especially for this month, on how you react in situations, and make sure that you don't... I feel like some of you maybe villainize other people as well. And I could see you maybe getting other people to be on your side in certain situations. So for this month, I would really focus on looking at the moments that happen that frustrate you and seeing how you react, and seeing how you maybe villainize other people or situations in general that are going on. In terms of what I was talking about a little bit ago, though, about the escapism, we have that Three of Wands in reverse and even the Queen of Wands upright. So I think it's a good month for getting second opinions, third opinions. Don't just be stubborn. There's a lot of stubborn energy here, where a lot of you probably think that your way is the right way, or your way of thinking is the right way of thinking. And I think you'll actually, and even with the Justice card too, this is indicating to me that if you get other outside opinions outside of the situation from people who won't just completely blindly back you up or believe your side of things, if you have somebody look at things more objectively, then there will be... I actually still see stubbornness on your part, but hopefully for this month you really have to focus on having more of an open mind and seeing where you go wrong in situations. And it seems like this is a pattern where a lot of you are very stubborn and don't want to admit your faults or admit when you're wrong. So really, you have to evaluate those situations for this month and get outside perspectives, outside viewpoints, so that you can understand where you went wrong. With the Two of Cups being in reverse, that can indicate... Oh, wait, I was going to say about the escapism stuff. No, well, okay, I'll get to that. But Two of Cups in reverse. Now, I'm talking about the escapism. No, I'm not. But the Two of Cups in reverse. And then with Forget Me Not, we have True Love. Some of this could actually involve a romantic partnership with you, or love life in general. You could feel I wonder if you're somebody who feels very jealous very easily. So if there's any jealousy that you have... This doesn't even have to actually be just about romantic relationships, but if you're the kind of person who wants to keep a friend or family member all to yourself, it's not healthy for you to do that. And I wonder too if people have tried having boundaries with you, but you kind of just struggle with those boundaries a bit. Anywho, make sure that you respect people's boundaries for this month, and just moving forward, it's always good to do that. But also, what was I going to say? No, not see where you get wrong. I already brought that up. But Forget Me Not, True Love. It was about the true love part. You just may struggle to get along more with a romantic partner for this month. If you're planning on dating for this month, it's not really a good month for dating. But I see that... I'm not saying that you actually shouldn't date if you're dating around, because for some of you, I actually get a sense that will help you realize your love language and the way that you are in relationships. Something that I will say though is that a lot of you are the type of people who do not back down. And so I don't see you being the type of person who settles. I don't see you being the type of person who isn't willing to put up a fight. Although that can get you into, fights, disagreements, and it can get you into hot water. I see that in certain situations for this month. At the same time, that could actually help you. It could also help the people around you too. I see you being a very loyal friend. So I see you maybe having to stick up for a friend, a loved one, or a family member at this point in time or during this month. And that will help them feel safe, I guess. It will make them feel like somebody's validating them. So I will say, I will give you that. And we have Queen of Wands here too. I think a lot of you are really good with, there's a lot of wand energy here actually. I think a lot of you are very good at being passionate and speaking your truth. Although I think that it can be misconstrued, or I think that your passion can get the best of you. Some of you may have anger issues. So again, this is a good month for working through that. But I see that there's going to be quite a few instances where you get really hot-headed and will want to fight people for this month. But there's an interesting energy of how like half the time you won't need to, or you shouldn't, but half the time you should. Like there's a balance between sticking up for yourself, which I feel like a lot of you do pretty well, and also just letting things be. I think a lot of you struggle with just letting things be and not having the last word. So Spirit wants you to break that cycle for this month, focusing on how you can be like more peaceful, I guess, when having disagreements or arguments with people, but also just being less combative, also taking things less personally and less seriously. Before I forget though, I want to talk about that, but should I talk about, for some reason I feel like I need to talk more about the Queen of Wands energy right now. Okay, well, if I remember, I'll go back to that. But with the Three of Wands in reverse, it feels like, first of all, not a good month for traveling. Like there's indications that if you have a planned trip with people, that could be part of what's going on here, actually, like being social. Ooh. So with anybody, any one person or any group of people, if you're planning on going on a trip with somebody or people, or if you're planning on meeting people somewhere that's like, you have to travel to get there, it's not in your location, in your area, I see that having a lot of difficulties. I see people not getting along, and I could see people even like stop talking after that, or people, at least for a bit. With Justice and Queen of Wands, I see there being a resolution in that kind of situation, for those of you who that applies to. So it's not the best month for traveling, but also I think this will be a good time to, if you are going to fight, to just get the fights, the arguments out. I feel like for a lot of you, there's something that's been pressing on your mind. You've been wanting to tell another person or these other people that you could be seeing on this trip. And I think it will be crucial for you to finally get that information out there that you've been wanting to say, is something that's been on your mind, that's been like pressing on your chest is the way it feels, and also like occupying your brain. I'm seeing like it's probably something that's been bothering you for a while. Again, I see here that you don't really handle the situation the best, so I'm giving you this advice to please try to focus on the words you're saying and to not get too heated. Let people speak, and even if you don't agree, that doesn't mean we have to like raise our voices or be aggressive, right? Make sure to not do that. But it's okay to still be firm in what you're saying. And I think there's a lot of misunderstandings that have been happening too in your life too. So, okay, Brittney. I don't really know what I'm saying when I'm in the flow state, but there's a sense that once these things are out in the open, you'll be able to find resolutions. So even though there will be conflicts, and this is up to you, it's if you allow for this to happen. And with the Forget Me Not, it talks about true love. That also is about, when I think of Forget Me Nots and the true love, remember who you truly are. So don't act from this place of ego. Don't act from this place of a wounded inner child. Act from a place of, you can say your piece, but then the more calm you are and respectful you are in the situation, even if you completely agree or you think the other person is completely wrong in whatever situation, I get a sense that being more calm and at peace will help there be more resolutions for any conflicts that arise. And hopefully for these lessons too, you can bring them with you moving forward. And for a lot of you, I think you'll get triggered for this month because we do have the remembering and reminiscing. I wonder if you'll meet up with people from your past in any way, or if you'll just find out people are being deceitful to you and it reminds you of moments from your childhood or from when you were younger or just any point in time. We have Two of Cups in reverse here, so you could deal with somebody potentially being unfaithful, and in that kind of situation, I wouldn't say to deal with that. I mean, obviously it's okay to get mad, but it's just about how you express your anger and how you relate to the other person, right? How you express your frustrations. So try to keep your wits about you, because I see that if you step out of line in different situations, then it will just also lead to trouble with you. Like maybe other people view you differently, or people won't really want to be around you or your energy very much, or people won't trust you or feel safe around you even. So I think you're the type of person who you're very loyal, you've got people's backs, but at the same time, with those same people, you could easily almost turn your back on them, because I just think you get so overwhelmed with emotion in certain situations. And if that doesn't generally apply to you, I see that being a risk of happening this month, if you get my vibe. So just be very careful about that. There's a lot of like high intensity and energy and pressure that I'm feeling for this stack for this month. So for this month, try to handle pressure the best way that you can. Try to plan different ways to cope. But also, I feel like there will be things happening that are unexpected, and that you'll still kind of get the best of yourself almost. So, yeah, but do the best you can with that. I haven't been talking about the escapism. I don't know. Like, some of you could travel, but with escapism itself, some of you could be helpful to spend some time away. Like, if you find that you're very drained being around other people, or if other people are upsetting you more easily, or if you are upsetting other people more easily, I think this is a big theme for everybody. Oh, did you hear my cat sniffing? This is a big theme for... Why are you sniffing the mic? This is a big theme for all of the stacks, actually, is really taking time for yourself at different points. For you, I think you need to learn when to walk away from an argument. That will be a really key thing for this month, is learning when to walk away. And also, in a lot of situations, I think having some time like to yourself for an hour or a day, and then going back to a situation, you'll be a lot more level-headed, a lot more clear-headed, and you'll be able to come up with better solutions to problems. And also, people will get along a lot better, and hopefully that will prevent any relationships from being severed, or from there being a lack of trust in those relationships. But with romance, I will say further, some of you will struggle in that sector, so try not to put too much pressure on yourself. I feel like there's a lot of pressure within this stack. If you're worried about love life and dating again, Justice card, Queen of Wands, indicates that you'll be able to find your person as long as you put in the effort required, as long as you like put yourself out there, and that you're truly with the Forget-Me-Not. It talks about truly being yourself. When it talks about focus on your priorities, I think that's actually really important, because I don't want you to get hung up on things that aren't important. I don't want you to get hung up on things that won't be important within a day or two. I don't want you to get hung up on small, minute details that upset you. This is a time of focusing on the bigger picture of and your consequences too. Focus on the consequences that could happen from your actions, and focus also on how consequences have affected you in the past because of your actions or the things you've said. And don't worry about small details. Not everything has to be perfect or your way, and that's something that's really important for you to remember. And a lot of you, I think, for this month will benefit from... We have True Love, Remembering, Reminiscing, and Make Memories. And we also have on there, it says Remember Who You Truly Are for the Forget-Me-Not. I think a lot of you forget to make happy moments currently. And you want to make sure that whether it's this month or any point in your life, that the memories you're making now are happy to look back on. You don't want to be ashamed or saddened by all the years gone past and think about how you felt in those, because that's the thing too, we don't always remember what happens in life, but we remember how we feel. And so for a lot of you, that's a big lesson of learning how to be present in the moment, but also, and this isn't saying to be toxic positivity all over the place, but it means not only looking at things from a negative lens or point of view, which is also why it's good to have people around who can help get you out of that, because I think it's easy to settle into that. But try to find moments of peace and happiness. Think about the things that make you happy instead of only focusing on moments during this month where you aren't happy or on any pressing situations or issues, okay? I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonated with this stack, and you can provide any updates to that comment in the future if you like. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that you can check out in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 3C, and take care.